What does getting $560,000 do for you? When you meet with a seller is asking themselves three questions about you. Do you care about me? Can I trust you? Can you help me? How do you show somebody that you care about them and that they can trust you? All right, happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Survive to Thrive. So when you meet with a seller is asking themselves three questions about you. The first question they're asking is, do you care about me? The second question they're asking is, can I trust you? And the third question they're asking is, can you help me? So let's break each one of those down. How do you show somebody that you care about them and that they can trust you? Well, first of all, start out with a strategy to be different than everybody else. All right. Call ahead of time and confirm the appointment. Simple stuff like, hey, Debbie, it's John Dietz, confirming that you and I are meeting later today at 4 p.m. When you're on your way to the appointment, call again. Debbie, John Dietz again. I'm on my way. Be there right at 4 unless I run into traffic, and I'll give you a call. Dress professional. When you meet at that front door, it's your Kodak moment. You have 20 seconds to make a great first impression. Maybe not even 20 seconds. Maybe it's 10. I don't know. But you got to dress professional. Pay attention to the details. That means everything is perfect. You don't have to be super dressed up. You don't have to go in suit and tie, but everything needs to be perfect. When you knock on that front door and knock on the door, no, don't ring the doorbell. Why? Couple reasons. You can't enthusiastically ring a doorbell, but you can enthusiastically knock on a door. Learn that from Tom Hopkins and How to Master the Art of Listing and Selling Real Estate. Here's the other thing. If they have kids at home and you wake up the kids, not so good for the appointment. Okay, so knock on the door. When that person meets you at the front door, hey, Bob, John Dietz, we had an appointment today at 4 p.m. and it's 4 p.m. May I come in? Now, the moment you walk in that front door, wow, you have a beautiful home. I'm so excited to be here. Really looking forward to helping you sell your home. So pause for a moment. Pay attention to every single word you say, because every single word you say matters. How you say it matters. I'm super excited to be here. Looking forward to helping you sell your home, ... Sell your home. It is an embedded command. Now it's a downswing, which makes it an embedded command. If you use an upswing, it implies a question. Ask them, would you like me to take my shoes off before I go any further? Now, Karen, what I would love for you to do is take me on a tour of your home. I'm going to ask some questions. I'm going to take lots of notes. And I'd really love it if you would point out all of the improvements you've made to your home in the last couple years. Now, as we're touring the home, I'm taking notes. I'm asking questions. I'm asking questions that a buyer would ask, like how old is the roof? If it's an older house, electrical, plumbing, questions that a buyer is going to ask. Do you care about me? Can I trust you? If I walk through Karen's home and I don't take any notes and I don't ask any questions, what's the message? Well, it certainly isn't that I care about Karen or that she can trust me. Why am I there? I'm there to get a commission check. Do you think they figured that out? 100%. Do you care about me? Can I trust you? Now, as we finish that tour, we're going to end up at the kitchen table and I'm going to begin the conversation. Cole, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for the opportunity. You should go in with just a single sheet of paper right in front of you, and you should write one word for each of your bullet points. The first one's gratitude. Thank you for the opportunity to meet with you. It is an honor and a privilege to meet with somebody and discuss the possibility of the Dietz team representing them in the sale of their home. Now, before we get started, Tyann, I'd like to share my mission statement. My mission, Matthew, is to meet your goals and exceed your expectations. Now, because of that mission statement, Jack, whenever I meet with a potential seller, one of three things happen. One, they understand and appreciate the benefits that I have to offer, and they hire me. Again, pay attention, embedded commands, ... Hire me, hire me. It's not hire me. That's a question. Hire me. That's a command. It's an embedded command. So one of three things typically happens. Either one, they understand and appreciate the benefits that I have to offer and they hire me, which is awesome. The second thing that occasionally happens is they may not hire me, and quite honestly, that's not so awesome. Now, raise your hand if you've seen me do this like 1,000 times, right? And raise your hand if every single time I do it exactly the same way. It's not just the same questions, it's exactly the same way. What we're doing here is we are franchising your listing presentation. If you walked into a Starbucks, you know exactly what to expect. Same thing with McDonald's or any other franchise. If you're sitting down giving a John Dietz 14-point listing presentation, it's franchised. It's franchised because it works. Second thing that occasionally happens is they don't hire me, which honestly isn't so awesome. Now let's go back for a moment. Do you care about me? Can I trust you? I'm starting the meeting out by saying, you may hire me. That's awesome. You may not hire me. That's not so awesome. I'm letting them know it's okay not to hire me. I'm giving them permission. I'm empowering them to say no. I care about you. You can trust me. This isn't about me. This is about you. Now, the third thing that occasionally happens, Birgit, is I may choose to turn down the opportunity. Now, the reason, was there a pause there? Yes, there was a pause there. Why is there a pause there? Because I'm giving them an opportunity to ask questions. Do you care about me? Can I trust you? I'm giving them an opportunity to engage and be a part of the conversation. I want them to ask, why would you turn down my listing? You know what, Bob? That's a great question. I'm so glad you asked. You see, if I feel that a seller has a goal or an expectation that cannot be met or exceeded, I would rather turn the opportunity down today than let you down 6 months from now. Is that fair? Now, I'm empowering me to turn down the listing. So I've given them permission not to hire me, and I've given myself permission not to take the listing. Also, what's the message? The message is, if I can't meet your goals and exceed your expectations, Cole, I would rather turn the opportunity down than let you down. Do I care about you? Yes. Can you trust me? Yes. Most real estate agents going to take any single listing they can get. Yes. 100%. If a listing agent takes a listing and it doesn't sell, does the listing agent still win? Say yes, they do. Because that sign is going to generate phone calls. Those phone calls are going to turn into buyers, and those buyers are going to turn into contracts, and they're going to turn into commission checks. When the real estate agent still won, seller lost. It's a win-lose. So what's my message? It's win-win or no deal. Now, Michael, in order for me to know if I can meet your goals and exceed your expectations, I need to ask you a few questions. Now, we're going to change the conversation to now the seller is going to do most of the talking. At this point, right here, I want you to become a consultant. Do not sell and tell. Write it down. Do not sell and tell. All of you have been in sales situations before where the salesperson is just throwing up information on you and you don't like it. What's their favorite conversation? Themselves. They want to talk about themselves. Give them the opportunity to tell you what they're looking for. So, Beth, in order for me to know if I can meet your goals and exceed your expectations, I need to ask you a few questions. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being not so good and 10 being awesome, what needs to happen in the sale of your home for this to be a 10?
I need to get my price.
Okay. So notice what I said. Notice what I didn't say. Okay. I didn't say what's one thing or what's the most important thing. I said what needs to happen. Beth's response was, I need to get my price. Okay, now we're going to go 3 deep. So the process we use, write it down, is called going 3 deep because I need to get my prices up here on the surface. The goal is down here. We're snorkeling up here. I need to get my price. I need you to go scuba diving to find the real motivation. Now, Beth, tell me what your price What does that look like to you?
I really think I should be able to get 560 for my house.
Okay, 560. Got it. What does getting $560,000 do for you?
Well, it's going to enable me to pay cash at the coast where I'm planning to move to.
Got it. So it's going to give you the opportunity to pay cash on your new home and you're looking to buy a home on the coast.
Yes, yes.
Awesome. So what's the real goal here? Not get my price. The goal is to be able to pay cash on the new coast. Is it coastal? Is that what you call it, Beth?
Yeah.
Okay, on the new coastal property. Sorry, guys. I live on the water. I should know that. So the goal here is to be able to pay cash on the new coastal home. Got it? Now, if we could accomplish a second goal such that this would be a 10 plus experience, what's next? Staying with you, Beth.
Okay. So next would be definitely communication. I want to hear about the follow-up. I want to hear what people thought of my house. I want to know where they stand and I want to hear from you.
Got it. Tell me why that's important.
Because it's a lot of work to show my house. I have to get the dogs out. I have to disappear. I have to find something to do with them. I have to make sure everything's clean. My beds are made. My dishes are washed. It smells good. I go through a lot of work. I think the least that you, as my agent, could do is get me some feedback.
Got it. Totally understand. So if we could accomplish a third goal, what's the next goal?
My next goal is I really, really want to make the move by February.
All right. What needs
And
to
I'm well
happen?
settled for the summer season, the spring and summer season at the beach.
Okay. What needs to happen in order for you to be able to move by February?
We need to sell my house.
Timing wise, what needs to happen?
Um,
It's the middle of November. Let's say we put your home on the market next week. Assume the close. All right. You just assume she's going to hire me. So let's say we put your home on the market next week. You need to move by February. What needs to happen in order for you to be able to move by February?
you tell me, John.
Well, we need to get a contract. And
Uh-huh.
I would say we need to get a contract within the next 30 days.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So time out for a moment. Usually that's going to happen in reverse order. All right. Now, you're typically going to hear, I need to sell my home quickly. What does that do for you? I want to be in my new home by February, but it's totally okay that it happened this way. All I did was reverse the order myself. All right, so we have three goals here, Beth. I have $560,000. That's important to you because you want to be able to pay cash on the new coastal home. Great communication. And what we're looking for there is we're looking to avoid a negative experience. It's a pain in the butt to put your home on the market and sell it. We've all had bad real estate experiences before, me too. And you don't want to have a bad real estate experience. Is that correct, Beth?
Absolutely correct.
Okay. And then our third goal is to have a contract within 30 days, and that gives you the ability to move into your new home by February. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you care about me? Can I trust you? Can you help me? Have I talked about me and what I'm going to do to sell her home or why she should hire me or any of the other nonsense that everybody talks about? Who is
No.
this meeting about? It's about Beth. Beth, even in a role play situation, do you feel like I care about you? Do you feel like you can trust me? All right, if we
Yes.
were able
Listened.
to if we were able to just nail one of these goals, you had to choose, okay, and miss the other two. What's the number one goal?
The number one goal is to get it sold, get a contract, get it sold, and get me to the beach.
All right. So if we have a contract on your property within 30 days, which gives you the opportunity to be in your new coastal home by the beginning of February, Communication's good. You're not going to have any problems with that. Okay. Uh,
Mhm.
and we get a little bit less than $560,000. Is that a win?
It is still a win.
Okay. Understood. All right, so I'm going to pause right there. So what would I do if, let's reverse it. Let's say Beth comes back and gives me, I need to get my price. How would I respond to that? So Beth, if we got $560,000 for your home or as close to it as the market allows, communication is good, but you don't have a contract within 30 days and you're not in that new home by the beginning of February, is that a win?
No.
Right? So she started out with, I need to get my price. And what I did
Mhm.
by giving her back those goals in her words and why they're important to her is I helped her make a new decision based on new information.
Mhm.
Right? It's so important that you do it just like this. The reason we go through a needs analysis is so that we know what needs to happen in order to exceed the seller's goals and expectations, Jack. But the reason is also to help them understand what their goals and expectations are, because prior to you going on this appointment, they're like every other seller. Sell my house for the most amount of money in the least amount of time and charge the lowest amount of commission. That's it. Those are their goals. Until you've gone through this process with them, you didn't help them self discover that getting that property under contract within 30 days so that they could be in that new coastal home by the beginning of February is really goal number one. Now, why is that important? Because when we get to the pricing part of the conversation, we're going through the comparables, we're doing a supply and demand analysis, and Beth discovers that there are currently 24 homes for sale in her price range, and there's only four selling every 30 days. Now, in order for her to sell her home, she's got to be one of the four. She's got to be able to beat the competition in order to put her property under contract. Remember, goal number one is get a contract within 30 days. If we price the property too high, is she going to be one of the four that sell in the next 30 days? Of course not. Now, do you care about me? Can I trust you? I'm willing to turn the opportunity down if Beth has a goal or an expectation that cannot be exceeded. So, what if Beth were to say, I understand there's four homes selling every 30 days, John. I understand that I need to be competitive in order to be be one of those homes that sell, but I still want 560. I'm not taking less than 560.
You want me to reply to that?
No.
Oh, oh, you were being me.
My response in that situation is, Beth, earlier I shared with you, and go ahead and put your hands up, guys, if you have questions or comments or anything, because this is a wrap on this. My response to Beth in that situation is, Beth, a moment ago, I shared with you one of three things typically happen when I meet with a new client. And one of those things is I may choose to turn down the opportunity if I feel they have a goal or an expectation that cannot be met or exceeded. Unfortunately, I feel like this is one of those times.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I'm gonna keep interviewing, or but I'll probably call you next week and give you the listing.
Okay. All right. How did that feel?
Great.
Lindsay, talk to me.
Well, rather than just firing her, would you like fire her but then give her a pretend like, okay, this is a scenario, but let's just say, and then kind of bring her back to that self-discovery. Is there, or are you just like, I'm out? Like, or have you reached that level of like, all right, see you later, Gator? I mean, that's a great place to be in business, but just starting out, how do you save the deal if it is a good deal? And I don't know, I'm just talking too much, but you know what I mean? You know what my question is?
100% I know what your question is. I'm so glad you brought it up. So it's a takeaway. Takeaways are powerful. I'm not just firing her. I'm certainly not saying, okay, I'm out. It's a takeaway. Now, what typically happens in this situation, Lindsay, is the seller will respond with, you're seriously going to turn down the listing? And my answer would be, yeah, of course. If I'm not able to meet your goals and exceed your expectations, I'd rather turn the opportunity than let you down. I'm not here just to put a sign in your front yard. I'm never going to tell you something that you want to hear just to get a sign in your yard so that I can win and you lose. I'm going to tell you what you need to hear in order to get your goals accomplished. So, Lindsay, I'm still, and you went away, so I don't see you on my screen anymore, but I'm still in the fight. All right. You got the revised version this morning on this call, but I'm still in the fight. Now, typically what happens, and I've been on, I don't know, thousands of listing appointments. What typically happens in that situation is they pause and then they start having a conversation with themselves. Or you've got a couple sitting across the table from you, husband and wife, they start having a conversation with one another. And I just sit there and listen to them talk. And then they come back to me and are like, okay, where do we need to be in order to have this under contract?
Would you say that like the Jedi Master, the OG skill set is to not begin to start selling yourself there, to let them like kind of suffer in the silence? Because I would imagine like the rookie move is like, well, let me convince you, and then you start consulting for free, and then they take your knowledge and go, right? Am I picking up what you're throwing down?
Lindsay, you're amazing. How long have you been on this coaching on the Survive to Thrive call with us?
I think I've done like 4 calls, but
Okay.
it, it,
Who invited you to the call?
Ashley Avialo.
So, oh, Lindsay. Okay. We talked.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you're going to be a rock star. Guys, this lady doesn't even have a real estate license yet. Listen to how she's talking. She's going to be an absolute rock star. Lindsay, I liked you before. I like you even more now.
Okay. Thank you. Now I'm blushing. Hence, camera off.
All right, let's go, Andre.
Yeah, I think that so smooth the way you put this, and I'm trying to implement everything you do. Do you ever bring net sheets with you on appointments, and just when you get to that point and they start questioning, how much the price is and things, not trying to push myself, but would you like, I would say maybe, would you like to see what it looks like at this price? And I can show you on paper what we have. Is that
Andre, yes, I always bring a net sheet with me. Guys, you can go to your title company, you can go to your mortgage company. There's so many different ways for you to do this, so much easier than it was 20 years ago. But Andre, no, I don't use it in the presentation.
okay?
It's part of the listing paperwork. So you've hired me. We're going to write up the agreement. Part of that is going through a net sheet. Birgit, talk to me.
To find my unmute button really quick here. So really quick, you write this down. You actually have 10 seconds, whether it's a phone call that you're making, cold call, or you're meeting somebody at the door. It's 10 seconds to make a first impressions before they might give you another 20 seconds. So that's what we have to remember. Secondarily, know, like, and trust. So make sure, they know you, like you, trust you, and you have that established. Lindsay, rookie move comes from scarcity. And it was beautiful what you said, but rookie move, right? When we just kind of go in there and we want this to happen, comes from a scarcity mindset. So go in, anytime you guys go into a presentation, go in with this mindset of, I want this, but I don't need it. I want it, but I don't need it. Detach from the outcome so you can do what you're here to do, which is to continue to allow them to get to know you, like you, trust you, to make that transaction. Oh, one adjustment. I always, when I hear home, when we're the seller, house, right? Continue deepening, embed that too. It's their house, not their home. Continue making that detachment for them.
That's right. Good job, Birgit. Always bringing value. Thank you for that. Yeah, be unattached. And Birgit, it's really difficult to be unattached to the outcome when you need the outcome. We've all been there before, right, Tyann? Me too. Okay. However, you are going to be a lot more effective if you are not attached to the outcome. And if you need the deal, you're gonna tell them anything they want to hear. All right, you will. You're going to tell them anything they want to hear because you need to put a sign in their front yard. Matter of fact, if I'm sitting at the listing table, one of the things that I'll say is, because I know you have a few more agents that you're meeting with after you meet with me, you're going to meet with somebody who needs to take your listing. Here's how you'll know. You'll know somebody needs to take your listing when they're telling you everything that you want to hear just to put a sign in your front yard. They give you any price. It doesn't matter whether it sells or not because they need to put a sign in your front yard. Just remember that when you're talking to somebody who's telling you what you want to hear, you're talking to an agent who needs to take your listing. You don't want to hire that agent. So what you're doing is you're setting the competition up for failure by telling them in advance, here's what it's going to sound like when you meet with somebody who needs to take your listing.
And so many times, so part of the work that I do, we've done it with agents hundreds of times, is so it's exactly that space, like you're saying, John, we've all been in the situations where it matters. We need it. The more you can prep work ahead of time, put you in that state where you recognize that and then have some 911s at the ready to keep down regulating yourself so you don't come across like that, because we're sensing creatures. I can sense that on the other side when you're needy. And then I don't like you because I don't trust you. And so the more work you can do to down-regulate yourself, to be open, curious, and inviting, the better chance you have. And that is a doable skill that you can learn.
It's outstanding. It's outstanding. Thank you, Birgit. All right, everybody, that is a wrap. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the honor of being with you during this 30-minute time. 9 a.m. tomorrow. Invite your friends, grow the group.
Want better scripts, strategy, and confidence? Scan the QR code or send a message to connect with Coach John Dietz Coaching.